No, here we go. Now I can see you. Now I can see you. But can you see me?
Let us know if you can see us. Let us know if there's lipstick on my teeth.
Yes.
'Cause I can't tell. Should we close the door for some?
Yeah. Close this. It's not starting.
Okay.
App here. Let's see if I can click into this. Ah, there you are. Okay. I'm in the video.
Oh, is it reverse? Like
Nope, you're good. Now I can see you. Oh, we're a little lagged.
Is anyone else on right now?
Hello. Who else is here? Marcia!
I hope you have a really good drink with you. I've got coffee. I've got water. Got all the things.
Yes.
So while we wait for some people to get on, we can chat about some stuff coming up.
Yes, we've got really good, exciting stuff coming up.
So coffee chat, this is our first one. We're going to see how this goes on the Facebook Live, or if another platform would be better. And we're going to do this every month. So we're going to do this once a month. It's always going to be on a Friday. And it's going to be an opportunity for you to hop on, ask questions, and we can talk in real time. And if you can't make it to one of these coffee chats, you can always send your question. So you can do that when you're responding to a Facebook post. You can do that by emailing the Academy, any one of us, and it'll get rerouted to this coffee chat so that we can talk about it and we can discuss it, or I can shoot you an email and respond to your question that way, whatever we need to do. So this is our first one. Next one will be coming up on the 28th of February. That is a Friday, and these are going to be from 11 to noon.
Yes.
Central Time. So that's our next one.
Awesome.
What else is coming up? February 27th, so the day before the next coffee chat, we're having business coach Heidi Holly Manchia. She is a business owner of an aesthetics spa in Minneapolis, and she's very successful, and so she's sort of branching now away from service providing and into business coaching. So she's helping other spa and salon entrepreneurs build up their businesses and coaching them on how to do that. So the businessy part of salon ownership in your career, that's who she's geared towards. But she's also really helpful for people that are also just practitioners. You don't necessarily have to own your salon, with getting help with marketing, outreach. And so she's coming on the 27th, and she's going to be talking about how to attract your first 5 clients, so how to get started. And if you already have 5 clients, great. Here's how to attract 5 more. So once you have those clients, it's really great to keep that retention and keep them coming back and keep attracting new ones, and that's how we build our book. So she's going to be talking about that on February 27th. That's an evening. It'll start at 6 p.m. So she'll talk for about an hour, and then there'll be Q&A and things like that after. And you can sign up to join that on Jotform. We'll put a link. It'll also be in emails. You should be getting emails about that already. So that'll be fun.
Yes, we've got a couple friends with us. We've got Kim, we've got Hayal, we've got Marcia still hanging out. Anybody have any questions off the bat that Lynn can help with? If not, we can kind of keep discussing upcoming events that we have. A lot of hearts. Thanks for the hearts, guys. Thanks for the love.
I'm old. What's the new one now?
Yeah, it's like.
I can't. Is this still acceptable? Or does it have to be the...
Yeah. I think we could do our millennial thing.
Yeah. Okay, so what else is coming up? April 10th. This is a Thursday. This is our big annual event, our spring fling. Last year it was so much fun, and it goes to a great cause. Last year we were doing a charity event for angel hair. one of our past alumni has a salon where they work on people that are experiencing cancer and provide wigs for people that are experiencing hair loss due to cancer and other medical issues. So that was a really good charity last year, and this year we are going to have multiple vendors. We've got several vendors lined up, several speakers. We've got lots of fun stuff. We have someone coming to give massages. We have people that are going to be doing mini manicures and hand massages. We have facial demos. We've got so much stuff that's happening. And then, what else is that? Oh, like raffles, and all of the proceeds of this are going this year to the American Heart Association. Yay!
We love AJ.
It's so good, it's so good. So that one you can also sign up if you're going to attend. Tickets are $5. That just goes right back to the snack fund. We just want to know like how many people are coming so we can prepare and how much food to get. There's going to be so much good stuff. So sign up for that. April 10th.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Mark just said marked her calendar. Last year was so fun. It was super fun last year.
It was so much fun. We had so many great people. And I remember, Coach Heidi Holly Minchia was here last year as well. And she did a giveaway, and someone won eyelashes for their car.
Oh, cute.
For their headlights on their car, and they were it was adorable, and I think they were sparkly, and I was like, I can't wait to see who wins those. And okay, so if you won those last year, send us a picture of your car. If you haven't won your car, because I want to see
how they look.
What that looks like. That's so fun. So it's going to be a good time. It'll be here before we know it.
It will. Yeah, we're coming into spring pretty quick. January felt like a year, and then now we're into Feb.
Yeah, we are 1 month into this new year already. So if you're getting the emails, then you'll see that I just sent one out that talks about this. We are already 1 month into this new year. It's already about to be February. And I don't know about you, but in the end of December, there's all this kind of like hope and excitement for like a whole new year. It's a new calendar, new goals and opportunities, and it feels like so much, just like you're so inspired to start. And then January gets here and like you start to lose excitement, and then you're like, oh, it's so gray and boring and everything's blah, and you kind of like lose momentum. So we're here to kind of cheer you on and say like, okay, yeah, we're 1 month in, but that's just 1 month. We still have many, many more pages of the calendar to go. Is there time to pick back up, get out of the little winter hidey hole, and come on out and start being productive and doing all those fun things that you had set for yourself? Or maybe you're killing it and you have kept up with your goals. Has anyone kept up with their New Year's resolutions?
Yeah, how's everybody doing? We'll wait for some people to respond. We've got like 6 friends on right now.
Yay! Every year, in lieu of picking specific things, I like to have a mantra that I set for the year. So for 2025, my mantra word is invest. So like really spending time with people and being fully into whatever it is. I don't know about you, but it's so easy to just like go from one thing to the next thing and be super busy and try to multitask, but you're not really like deeply invested in it. Yeah. You're not giving your whole self to whatever the thing is. So this year I'm just be taking more time and being more deeply involved in things. So that is my goal. Have I succeeded? Getting there. We're starting there.
Yes.
I have heard of some people making bingo cards. Have you heard about this?
The bingo boards.
That sounds so cool.
Has anyone made a bingo board of 2025? Or, yeah, 2025. I would like to. I think it's a fun idea. It's a great way to set goals and keep yourself accountable to work towards those goals. It's something, you can do for yourself.
Absolutely. So the idea is you have these multiple goals and you create a little bingo board, and as you complete these things, you kind of cover the board. And you can have it be as Pinteresty, cutesy as you want it to be. People are getting really creative with having it like a vision board. So they can, and it's cute, so you can display it and have it out, and then you're like visualizing, like, yes, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna climb Mount Kilimanjaro this year. It's gonna happen. Or maybe you'll make sourdough bread. You can make it accessible. It doesn't have to be.
That's hard too.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. I did try that once. I went through the bread making phase. You have to feed it. It's like a pet.
No, it is.
Feed it.
I tried multiple times to make a sourdough starter. It is hard.
And then you have so much of it. You're like, okay, I guess we're having sourdough pancakes.
And pizza and pretzels and yeah.
Yeah. But it's worth a go.
Okay, no burning questions quite yet.
Well, recently, I was asked this question, so I can talk about this one. Do we have lash people on right now? We interested in lashes?
Let me see if I can see.
So the question that I got was specific to lash extensions. So as it's winter time and it's cold and our internal temperatures are going down, and I mean like internal room temperatures as well as outdoor temperatures, and our humidity levels are really low, that can affect products. And not just eyelash extension products, but it can affect other products as well. But specifically with eyelash extensions, if you're having problems with retention, it could be that our winter is affecting your adhesive. So in the winter time, in Minnesota up here, this far north, our room humidity can drop really, really low, like single digits, which is bad. Because an average room humidity should be about 40%, but it's not uncommon to be like 6% and 12%, which is not ideal. So you really have the humidifiers going, plants in the rooms, things like that. It's really going to boost that humidity level, and that will help keep your product working better and storing better. So if you're having trouble with your clients having retention, it could be the quality of the product in the storage, the quality of that product in the room with the application. If the room is not humid enough, it could cause problems with the adhesive making that contact with the lash and making it bond. Because when everything is cold, right, the molecules are really slow and it's not full of developing. And then when things are really hot, all those molecules are like bouncing around and everything, and they're really effective and they can make a really good bond. So if you're having issues with that, make sure that your overnight temperature in your room isn't going too low. That can be an issue too, is if you're trying to save energy and you're like 60, 9, and then you go to like, let's turn the air down at night to it could be causing spoilage of your products overnight.
Interesting.
Yeah. So watch out for that. In the same vein, you want to be changing your adhesive pretty regularly. So every time you're opening it, you're introducing more air into that bottle, which is also causing that product to, slow down its effectiveness over time. So we do want to be switching out our bottle pretty regularly, every, several weeks. But one tip that I love is in the fall time. I'm talking to people up here in the north. This may not be an issue for you.
Yeah, I think everyone watching right now is in this area.
Okay,
yeah.
Good deal. So super cold here, winter times. So too cold for our products. Some of our products are super finicky. Like a change in temperature by a few degrees can throw everything off. So what I like to do in fall time, I'm talking like October, maybe December. So whatever brand,
Oh, we're good.
whatever brand of adhesive that you like, buy a couple bottles of it so that you can get through the winter. So if you're buying in October, buy a bottle so you've got November, December, January, maybe February. Buy several bottles. Keep those extra bottles in the original packaging. Don't open it. Silica packets inside. Put it in the vacuum sealed container. Make it airtight and have that in a dark place and keep that storage. And then as you go through the months and you're switching out new bottles, get a fresh new bottle. Put your label on it so you know what day it arrived, what day you opened it, so you know when to get rid of it and start a fresh bottle. But this way, if you purchase in the fall time, temperatures are still relatively okay. You don't have to order that product, say in January, February, when it's like negative 20 degrees, and it's going from the warehouse to the delivery truck, and then, it's en route and it's super cold, and by the time it gets to our mailbox, and then how long is it in our mailbox before we, pick up our mail, there's a whole lot of days in there where our product can spoil and go bad, and then we don't have a good retention with our clients, and if we have to order new stuff
or don't have a backup,
like it's not a good time. And if you think about how, if you do eyelash extensions and your adhesive is your livelihood, if you don't have good adhesive, you're not having good eyelash extension retention, and you're not having good clientele retention. So the best place to spend your money, your focus is on that adhesive.
Yep.
So that would be my one of my biggest tips. Stock up in the fall like you're a squirrel, stocking up all your acorns and have those ready to go.
Yeah, having good tools is really important with lashes in general. Even tweezers and glue storage and adhesives and lashes. There's just, we could probably go on for days.
For days, yes. But for sure, like when it comes to things like furniture in your room, you can thrift a chair. That's fine.
Yep.
You don't have to get like the most expensive, lamp or whatever, because this is something that you can thrift, or maybe you have one in grandma's basement or something that you can repurpose and reuse. But when it comes to the make or break products, your good tweezers, good adhesive, like your good storage, that's where you want to spend the money. Yeah.
Yep.
Save the money for that stuff.
Yes. For those of us who are just joining, we had a couple newbies. We were discussing tips for cold weather lashing, because we are still hanging on through the winter with it being pretty decently cold, that it could be affecting your room, your adhesive, your services. So, if you guys have any specific questions for Lynn, she is one of our main instructors for lashes, along with Andy and Miss Susan. Please feel free. This is kind of why we're here. This open forum is for you guys with any burning questions to discuss. Okay, nothing crazy.
Yeah. Marsha, are you still with us?
I wish I could see.
If you're still here, let us know what you're dealing with right now, what you have going on. Even if it's not directly a question, like, are you renting a space right now? Are you, did you start your own business? What field are you in? What's going on?
Hi, Raven. Raven hopped on. Hi. I can see who's hopping on. I was just going to try and click this again. We had a question on specifically licensing for lash in Minnesota. They're a little confused about what you really need in order to get licensed.
Okay, so if you're trying to obtain your license in Minnesota, you have to be licensed. You have to go through a state-approved program. So the Board of Cosmetology regulates who an official school is and if their program is approved or not approved. So it has to be one of those at minimum.
Yep.
And then you want to find that school that's going to best fit you. So not all schools alike, right? You can get Coca-Cola or you can get RC, not to pick on any companies. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to go for a school that's going to fit your timeline, your accessibility, your location, all those things. So you go for a state-approved program, you enroll in that program, and then you complete your program. And that's going to include theoretical instruction, and it's going to include hands-on portion. So you have to have, there's a minimum amount of services you have to complete while in this program. And you're going to be performing full sets of eyelash extensions, removals of those eyelash extensions, cleansing of the eye area for that, and then you're going to have a test portion. So the physical hands-on test portion is going to be given by a proctor, and you're going to physically do that full set and removal of those extensions, and you're going to be following all the state protocol and everything to show competency in the skill set. And once you've completed that hands-on exam, then you can go on to complete the written exams. So at this point, you've got your course completion certificate from an approved school stating that you finished the program hours. You've got your in-person exam stating that you know the skill set and you can perform it and in a sanitary way. And then next, you are going to go to PSI. This is the testing provider,
platform. Yeah,
where you will then take your your written exams. So your written exams are going to include three written exams. One of those exams is going to be on laws and rules. So the things that Minnesota states and the laws and rules related to the licensure program and your scope of practice and all of that. You're going to have another exam that's going to be on kind of the theoretical stuff of eyelash extensions, like how many lengths of lashes should you use in a full set? You know, what are the different shapes of curls, that kind of thing. And then there's going to be a third exam, and this is going to be kind of a mix of the nuts and bolts of the theory mixed with the sanitation and disinfection techniques and all that kind of jazz. So once you've completed these 3 written tests, and each of these tests is about 30 to 35 questions. So you can take all 3 in one day if you want, or you can break it up. You've got your 3 written, your hands-on, and then your course completion certificate. You're going to fill out your application to the state board for licensure, your application for licensure, and you're going to submit that along with your fee, because you always have to pay your fees. And you're going to take that to the Board of Cosmetology, submit this, and they will send you back your license. So that is all the steps.
awesome.
Yeah, biggest step is going to be just finding that school. Once you're in class, then the instructors and all of the facilitators will be able to help walk you through those next steps. So if you need any other, help along the way of like, what was the next one? Like, you can always continue to reach out, but those are your general steps. But you have to be licensed in the state of Minnesota to perform eyelash extensions. It is a regulated industry.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for explaining. I hope that helped.
Yeah.
Anybody?
It's a great question.
It is. I think with the changes that the Board of Cosmetology has gone through in the past couple of years, it can be a little confusing. Yeah. Okay, great.
Yeah. Are there further questions about that? Did
About
I explain
licensing?
all of the things?
Yeah, let's give it a minute.
One thing to mention that's pretty cool. So PSI is the company that does they're a third-party company that's doing all the testing for state board. And it used to be that you would have to go in person to take the exams, and it would be sort of like you would sit at a cubicle with a computer exam kind of thing. But now you can take your exams at home virtually. So this is kind of cool. So you can still take them in person if you'd like, but you have to go to one of these locations. I think there's maybe like 4 or 5 now in the state of Minnesota. You might not be super local to one of these locations, and you might not be able to make it between like 9 and 5 in your workday or whatever. So it's pretty cool that now you can take it virtual. What you need is a really strong internet connection and a webcam and just some time where no one's going to interrupt you. No dogs and cats are going to come in and like jump in your lap and stuff like that. So if you've got those things and you want to take your exams on the computer at home virtually, then you can take it like 2 o'clock in the morning. So it really expands the options of when you can take this exam. So that's pretty cool. So, a few years ago, it used to be that PSA was so busy that if you were going to schedule your exam, you'd have to do it for like months out because there just wasn't enough space to take those exams. But now that you can do it, virtually, you can do it on any time zone, any time of day. There's a real life proctor on the other side of the computer that's monitoring you. So I've done it before. I wanted to see what that experience was like, and it was really, really interesting. It's a pretty slick process, but it's pretty interesting. You're on the computer and you're at home, so they want to make sure that you're not cheating or anything. So they have you, they like make you look around and look at your space, make sure you don't have any like notes written on your chair or anything. They look at your glasses, make sure you don't have anything going on, or earpieces of anyone like giving you information. They make you take your laptop and like go around the room, make sure you don't have anything written on the ceiling, like all that kind of stuff. So they take it really seriously to make sure that everything's on the up and up, and you know, it's a legitimate test experience and you're not just like
right
sliding through it. But
I think that's super helpful for people, yeah, to be able to take it from their house, because right, not everybody can get where they need to be all the time.
Yeah, you might not have a vehicle to get there. The location might be far away. You might work, you know, nights or something. Like you might not be able to make it. So
yep,
yeah, it's a nice new option. And if you're curious more about that, I can tell you more about that experience.
Yes. Okay, great.
So, you have any other questions?
Yeah, open forum, guys, so you can ask really any question. We've been talking about lash testing, licensing in Minnesota, tips for cold lashing months that Lynn has kind of discussed thus far, but we're happy to recap if you have just joined on any topic.
Something else, there's so many things that we
that we could cover.
Again, I'm going to talk about eyelash extension. So if you are performing eyelash extension, then in Minnesota, your scope of practice is specifically and only application of the extensions, removal of the extensions, and cleansing of the eye area. That's all that is within the scope. So that does not include any brow services. There's no brow shaping, there's no brow lamination, there's no brow tinting, you can't do anything like that, because you can only do application, removal of extensions on the lashes and cleansing. But what is cool is that you can, let me rephrase this, no license is required to do eyebrow henna. So eyebrow henna is, you know, it's a plant, it's a dye, and you can use it on your eyebrows. Someone could use it on an eyebrow to create not just a color like a tinting, like a color would attach to the hair, but it also stains the skin itself to give you the appearance of having more hair or more of a shapely brow. Maybe you don't have a lot of hair, maybe you just want a new shape. And so brow henna is going to stain the skin and the hairs to give you that shape. And that service, your clients, you can add eyebrow henna once you've been certified. You can add eyebrow henna to your menu of services. And then you could, you know, do more services and increase your bookings and that kind of thing. So that's really cool little caveat, little loophole to kind of know about. There's so many good henna products on the market, but there's a henna class coming up in
February 20th.
February. So if you're interested in adding those services, there's a one-day henna class coming up in February 20th.
Yes.
Coincidentally, my eyebrows are hennaed. It's just from yesterday, so it's still like,
yeah, it looks great.
Sharp. Thank you. So it's not microblading, it's just pure henna. So over time it's going to fade, and it'll probably be about 6 weeks or so, maybe 8 weeks or longer. I have pretty oily skin and I exfoliate a lot, so it's going to fade and then just be back to my naturals. Then I can henna again. So.
Yeah, it's great for an event or just a little pick-me-up.
Yeah, or you know what I see a lot of too is if someone's interested in getting microblading, but they want to see first, kind of trial it out, like, am I going to like having this shape or this color or this whatever, then people are opting to go to their PMU provider and do like a trial with the henna to see, like, let's live in this and see if I like what my face looks like with this on. So it's kind of a cool thing for that, like a temporary tattoo before you fully commit.
Yeah, and that's super helpful for somebody on the fence of wanting a permanent makeup procedure or not.
Yeah, or not. Yeah. It's nice to kind of test the waters.
How's everybody doing? What are we drinking this morning? Coffee, water, tea, Cokes, Pepsi?
Has anyone gotten into this mushroom tea and mushroom coffee?
I have not.
You have not?
No, I heard it's good for your brain though.
That's what I heard. Like, it's supposed to be good for you, and it's kind of, I don't even know why magic is involved, but it doesn't taste like mushrooms.
It tastes like coffee.
It tastes like coffee. Yeah, it's but it's not the same sort of like caffeine. So as I understand it, correct me if I'm not understanding this correctly, but it's like a mix of different types of mushrooms, and they've got different sort of nutrients in it. So, and then a different level of caffeine. So instead of being like jolted by coffee, it's kind of like a slower release of energy. So it's not just like a spike in energy and then like a
crash. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm trying it out. I hope I don't turn into a zombie. Have you seen that show, the Last of Us? It's a really popular show.
I don't know that I have.
Is that like probably make no sense of it? But there's a popular show called The Last of Us where they're like the mushrooms are turning people into zombies. I'm really poorly explaining it. Really poorly, just because I mentioned mushrooms. It's a really good show. A lot of Game of Thrones people are in it. Like, it's a good show.
Okay.
I'm not doing it justice. Anyway, mushroom coffee.
Thumbs up. Yes. People are doing like ins and outs instead of like pro-con list, like ins for the year.
Oh.
Mushroom coffee, more education, self-belief, or like out would be, overbooking yourself. Yeah, I don't know. But that's something you could do too with your bingo card. Ins and outs of 2025.
Ins and outs, I like that. It's positive.
Yeah, it's positive.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay, you just hit on something that was really interesting. So boundaries of overbooking yourself. Because I get this question a lot, and it's almost like, we want to work, we want to do the thing that we love, and we want to make money out of it. And psychologically, I think that it's stressful. So we're feeling the pressure of like, okay, now that, I'm doing the service, I need to really be working at this to I'm not just clocking in and working at a desk 9 to 5. No offense, deskies. Just like, there's something that happens with service providing where you feel like, because you're providing for another person, that you kind of bend your boundaries of, well, that's not really my work hours, but okay, because you want it and I need to work, I will allow it. And then before you know it, you have these boundaries where you're working like 6 days a week, and you're working evenings, and you're missing events, and you're skipping girls' night, and all these kinds of things that you're missing out on because you are letting your boundaries slide to let clientele creep into your schedule. So I just want to implore you, maintain your boundaries. You've got to take care of yourself, your mental health, your self-care. You have to have that for yourself too. So make sure that you are spending time to yourself. You're not burning out and letting clients dictate your schedule. Keep the hours that you want to keep and maintain that. And if they cannot accommodate that schedule, then they might not be the right client for you. They would either, go onto your schedule when you're open, or if they can't make that happen, then, maybe there's someone else that would be a better service provider for them. And that just makes more time on your schedule for people that do fit within your boundaries. So it's not a loss. If you really think about it, if you do the math, how many days a week am I working? How long does it take me to provide a service? So then how many, services can I accommodate per week? If you really do the math on that, how many faces is that?
Right.
Like, depending on if you're full-time, part-time, between 30 faces, maybe 70 faces per week. Okay, so what would it take? How many services would it take for you to be fully booked? How often are they returning? If you really crunch the numbers on how many people it would take for you to be fully booked, like, if you're living in Minnesota, if you're living in Minneapolis, you look at how many millions of people live here, how
In this
popular it
area.
is.
Yeah.
Like, I believe that you can find 30 people.
Mm-hmm.
And if that one person is really pushing your boundaries and is not a good fit for your own self-care, I believe there's a person that will fit within their boundaries. But you can find another one to fulfill your 30. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so don't stress yourself out trying to accommodate other people if it doesn't suit you. It has to work both ways.
Yep. I think people, it's easy to get nervous and kind of fall into that, I'll just make it work this one time. But then, right, those people are very used to you accommodating to what they need. Which, I mean, for some people, it is what it is. But no, I think that's a huge goal that everyone should set for themselves is hold on to your boundaries.
Absolutely. You know, and I'm not saying like if you have like a lifer client that you super love and there's a one-off scenario.
Right.
Absolutely. But if it's someone that's coming and inquiring and saying like, I don't like your prices. So-and-so right here is not priced that high. What, you know, why should I go to you? Be like, wonderful. Maybe they're better suited for you then.
Yep.
You don't have to lower your standards just to get someone in the door. Like that's just not a good fit.
No, it's not.
Yay, boundaries!
Yay! Okay. No burning questions? We've gone over quite a bit, and if you were jumping in midway, you know, hard to follow along what we've discussed, but we have talked about a lot of lashing techniques. Okay.
We have products stocking up in the fall time.
Yep.
For your perishable stuff. I'm not saying you have to like burn all your money to stock up everything, but eyelash extension if you do it. And if you are, you know, an esthetician, or maybe there's even permanent makeup pigments that you really want that consistency, but if it's on, you know, the delivery truck in the cold and it gets more viscous and it doesn't work the way you want it to, like, you know, those are some things you want to think about. And it might take a few years for you to understand the patterning of like what products you really lean towards, what it is that you're finding that you're using all the time, and then knowing like on your cycle of when you are going to need to refill that order. And so it might take a few years to kind of figure out that cadence, but it gets easier every year.
Product knowledge in general is, oh my gosh, there's so many products out there, especially for lash artists. Obviously, Andy and Lynn, they're great resources. They've run their own studios. So if you have product questions, this is a good time to ask too.
Yeah, and if you are interested in products for, well, so many things, but if you're interested in like facial products, SB products, you know, cleanser, whether you are an esthetician provider or if you're just looking for yourself as well, like how do I fix this? At the Spring Fling, we have Wendy. She's amazing. She works for Dermalogica and she teaches how to use the products, and she's incredible. So she has just a wealth of product knowledge. She's coming with a load of products, a load of freebies. She's also going to be doing like demos and free facials and stuff too. So if you're curious about how to use certain products, that's going to be an awesome time to learn about those products, which you can also get at like Cosmoprof. So if you're interested in, if you're a licensee, you can go to Cosmoprof and you can purchase products. So even if you're a lash stylist, you've got your Cosmoprof, you've got a license, you can go into Cosmoprof and you can buy anything in that's not even in scope. So you can buy hair products and this and that, and skincare products and nail polish and what have you. So as long as you're a licensee, you can take advantage of those opportunities. So
well, and everything's at cost too, so it's a great price point.
Yeah.
You know.
So it's great to know how the products are used, so you can use them effectively.
Yeah.
Take advantage of your license.
Absolutely. Kay said, "Love you, Lynn."
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes. Okay, so speaking of nail polish, which you can get at Cosmoprof, also, for those of you that don't know yet, we at the Academy have a nail program. It's our newest licensed program. So, of course, we're still here for permanent makeup and lash extensions, and we have our osteology program here. But we now have a nail program, so you can get your nail technician license on site here. So super cool, and it's actually this hybrid program. So you can take the theoretical instruction online via this really smooth system, this program, and it's all through
very laid out,
and then you'll come in on site and you'll perform those physical services and ask questions to your instructor and have models, and so you'll have the opportunity to still work your regular jobs and have your own pacing to do the theoretical instruction on your own time, and then come in on site.
Super flexible.
Super flexible.
Yes, it is such a great, well, especially if you're someone who's in a salon or in a studio and you're like, oh, I want to do nails or I want to do pedicures. It's something you could get done in a couple months.
Yeah.
And like kind of on your own time, truly. So great addition.
Great addition. Recommend you, manicures, pedicures, hand and arm massage, leg massage, acrylic nails. I think solar nails too, right?
Dip Solar.
Yeah, that's the UV light.
Gel X is a popular brand that we're going to bring in. That's a new technology.
Ooh.
And a lot of people have been asking us about it. And also, if you're someone who's like, no, maybe I don't want to do nails, come get them done. Because we have students here that need quotas, so we need manis and pedis right now.
Oh my gosh, yes. So come and be a model. That's a beautiful, yes, absolutely. Get it done.
Get it done.
Yeah, and it's beautiful. The nail
room
department is just beautiful with the fancy pedicure bowls and the really cool moonlight nail stuff. So
we've got hundreds of polish colors too, from gel to OPI to, I can't even think of the brands, but we've got a ton of colors as well.
So, a side note, taking us down an alleyway, I love the names that nail polishes are given. Like, whose job is that? That is amazing.
I'm convinced it's a child. I'm convinced. You're telling me Lincoln Park in the Dark is an adult? No. Or like Big Apple Red or Pompeii Purple.
It's amazing. It's just like they spinning a wheel of random words, and they're like, and these words go together.
Doesn't even have anything to do with the color.
No. My favorite nail polish color of all time, name of a color, not necessarily the color, is called Electric Lizard.
Oh.
It's like neon green.
I was gonna say, let us guess.
Oh, sorry. Spoiler alert.
I would think lizard. Okay, lizard is giving green.
Electric Lizard. Just awesome. What a gig.
What a gig. Yeah, who are these people? That's funny. It's crayon names too are getting a little crazy.
Oh,
Crayola crayon names.
Yeah, macaroni and cheese.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh. So I just learned that the Crayola color marigold has been retired.
Oh, see, and that's the thing about polish colors too, is they'll retire the colors, tweak it slightly, and then rename it. So really, truly, there's always opportunity for polish names.
For polish names.
Yeah.
Yes. I do feel like I have 50 shades of lilac.
Yeah. Just slight one-offs. Yeah.
Slightly different.
Well, we've got a couple people with us. Any questions? We've got Lynn here for a few more minutes here, and we'll wrap up our first coffee chat. So if you have anything burning that, within the industry, not within the industry, we can really answer any questions. No? That's okay.
That's okay.
That's okay.
So, recently I got this question, and so I figured other people might have this question as well, is about if you are opening up a salon, how to fill out the salon application.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a hefty application. It's a packet of forms that you have to fill out. There's all kinds of things that you have to have. Of course, bare minimum, you have to have your license. But as far as filling out the packet, there is a page where you have to fill out the floor plan of what your space is going to look like.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're opening up a brand new salon space that's going to be like multiple chairs and sinks and stuff like that, it's going to be a whole situation. But I got the question recently about what if you're not opening up a full salon, you're opening up like a salon room. So it's going to be inside of a facility that it's just you and your space. You might not have that designated sink that you have to have per state board requirements. You have to have the physical location. You have to have, floor that is not absorbent. So you can't have like rugs and stuff in the treatment area. It has to be something moppable, sweepable. You have to have a designated sink so that you can do your sanitation, wash your hands, all that kind of thing. You have to have a space where you have your disinfectant products out of reach of clients. So
Yep.
you need to have a space that's considered like employee only or like not accessible to the public, just in case someone would like go to drink your bleach. Like you can't have that. So you have to have a special space. So if you're in a facility where you just have the treatment room, but you don't have the sink space, the restroom space, this and that, you still have to incorporate those spaces to qualify for that salon application, like fulfill the salon application needs.
Yep.
So in that instance, let's say you are in a big facility and there's multiple rooms, but then there's one restroom, and that one restroom is open to the public, and so multiple treatment rooms can use that one restroom. That restroom and the path from that room to your treatment room is still going to be incorporated as your salon space. Okay. Because the designated sink, the storage area, the restroom, all of that still has to be inside of a licensed salon facility. And so in your treatment room, your salon space, it's your floor plan, it's going to look like an octopus. It's going to be like your room, path to restroom, your room, and path to designated sink. So just so you are aware of that, even though it's going to be a shared space, and certainly other people that have other salons or other businesses that still access that restroom, it's still going to be within your floor plan for your salon. If
that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
I hope that helps.
Well, and I think that's a lot of people, truly, is they're kind of renting a room versus, or a bed even from, well, I guess that wouldn't really necessarily count for a salon application, but a room, that's a good point, that you still have to have those points on your application or it will come back to you.
Yes, you still have to have those. So if you looked at the state board application, if you're interested in opening up a space, it's going to have a key, right? It's going to say like, you have to have, a sink, and that's going to be allocated by, I'm making this up, like the letter J, so that when you're physically drawing it, your floor plan map has to have the same key as what they prescribe to you. You cannot make up your own key. I'm just saying that because I have seen this before where people are like drawing their own floor plan that makes sense to them, but it isn't within like the verbiage of state board, and then it doesn't count. You have to resubmit your application again. So you don't waste time delaying your application process. Just follow the specific key allocation that
checklist.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Checklist for that. Yeah, but it does need to be a continuous space. So
keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Yep. Keep that in mind. Well, that's a huge help. Going into those salon applications can be really confusing, and sometimes verbiage can be interpreted differently. So yeah, thanks for explaining.
It can be tricky. And that's a lot of information to fill out.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is.
Another thing you have to have, whether you are opening up your own space or working for someone else or whatever, one thing you definitely have to have is insurance. So I mentioned this specifically because one of the things you have to prove when you are applying for your salon license is you do have to prove that you have professional liability insurance. But I just want to like highlight how important that is to have, even if you are not opening up a salon, because you really want to protect yourself. And I would caution you, like, don't just assume that if you work as an employee for someone else, don't just assume that you are on that insurance. Really double check, ask them for proof, make sure that you are listed on their insurance so that you're covered for anything. So, you know, if they slip on ice outside, they don't hold you personally liable. You've got an insurance company to help you back that up. Or maybe you are rinsing their eyes with alcohol instead of saline solution or something like that. Like, you want to have insurance to protect yourself in these what-if scenarios. So make sure that you have insurance, make sure that the insurance meets the minimum level of coverage required by the State Board of Minnesota, and make sure that the insurance provider that you're going with is a good provider and that really will come through for you in case you ever do need to file a claim.
And guys, this is not only lash, this is permanent makeup as well.
Oh my gosh.
Any service provider, I would even go as far as to say business owner, you need professional liability insurance tenfold.
Yes. And, you know, depending on what your scopes are, you'll need different levels of coverage.
Yep.
So the professional liability insurance is an absolute must, like a state required legal must to protect you, but depending on what it is. So if you are going to apply eyelash extensions, you're going to need one set of coverage. If you're going to be tattooing people, going like skin deep, penetrating, you know, exposing blood, then you're going to need another level of protection.
Correct.
If you're going to be doing both, you need to be sure that both are listed on your policy and any other services that you provide too that are also in that policy. If you're, you know, having different modalities and, you know, things, different areas of like exposure, you need to have all of those treatments listed on your insurance.
Yep.
You don't want to find that out.
Yep, and normally the applications, kind of depending on, I guess, what company you're going through, usually those applications will spell out body contouring, permanent makeup, cosmetology, XYZ. So, yeah.
But they help you.
They'll help
insurance provider will help you walk through it. Or if you don't want to figure that out, you can talk to an insurance broker. An insurance broker it's a free service. You talk to them and you say, I do XYZ and I need coverage that's going to protect me, my spouse, my kid for health insurance, as well as business owner's policy, as well as personal liability, and just in case there's, you know, some sort of like if I injure myself and I can't work, I want coverage for that too. So like whatever your laundry list of wants are, you take that to the broker and the broker will be like, got it. And they're going to look through all the providers that they have and they're going to craft the best policy for you and then bring that legwork to you. And then you're going to say like, oh, I have questions about this, or I don't need that, or can we add this? And then they'll, you know, craft it up for you. And that is way easier than you trying to sort through and do the research on your own without having these resources like a broker would, because they already know all these insurance providers. So again, that is free. You go to a broker and they will craft it for you.
That's awesome. Actually, I didn't even know that. That's great.
Yeah. And when you're going through a broker like that, they can talk to you about the different types of insurance. So there might not even be things that you're aware of that you do want to have coverage for. Or like I was just saying, like an example, like if you want health coverage that provides for your family as well as the professional business liability, like normally these would be two different companies. And so you'd have to like go to this provider for the healthcare and this provider for the dental and this provider for, you know,
vision,
whatever, you know. But the broker will gather all those up into one and help you out. So then you're really saving a lot of time.
Wow. Awesome. Thanks, guys. We're probably gonna wrap up here pretty quick.
Any last minute questions?
Yeah, we hit our hour faster than I thought.
We have a lot to say.
I know, we could talk. Honestly, Lynn and I could talk for days.
Yes.
We gotta have a limit.
Yes, a specific timeline. So our next coffee chat is going to be the 28th of February. So about 1 month from today. That's a Friday. So attend just like you attended today. But let us know if you have any questions that you want me to answer, like privately email you, or if there's something you want me to mention and you'll watch a replay, you can always reach out to us with those questions that you have. You don't have to wait for the full month.
Yeah, no. And the Facebook group has options for you guys to leave questions ahead of time so we can even prepare for those specific topics as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye. I'm like behind the camera. All right. I'll finish.